Okay? So the macros in this file, the CL results file, read the world headquarters communication course leader results file for the week and add one row to this database for every course, and that's all it does. Completely vital, completely wonderful. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Filled with wonder.
So how do I run those macros? Is there a button somewhere? Do I have to do it manually, or?
Well, you control Z, control Z. You do Z or Z in Canada?
Both.
Okay. Well.
Mostly Z.
Okay. Control Z will run it. Oh no. Control G for go. Control G for go.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just open this file. You run Control Z, and it builds the file. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that's what starts the process. Then the only manual part of the process is this, the combined results file.
Combined results file.
This is the combined reports master. It's the one with 62 reports.
62 reports. Lovely.
Okay.
Is
And
this linked back to that other file?
nope. See this courses tab?
Yes.
Recognize this row A through Z?
Oh, got it. Yep.
See this Boston, this row with Boston? Boston Nancy Cap, October, all the way over to 83%. That's from the courses tab. So Toral receives the leader results, opens the CL results file, runs the macro, copies this week's courses from the courses tab of CL results to the bottom of this. Okay?
Cool. Yeah. So what builds this file? Does this file have its own macros?
Yeah, it's got its own macros, but it's manually copy and paste from CL results in here.
Okay, got it.
Okay? Then.
And where's this one kept again? Show me in the iTunes folder.
It's in the course for the week. So if I take a look.
Oh, okay. So it's in the weekly folder then. So it's
and if I look at the 9th of November, there's a course leader, there's a combined reports master for that week. So she keeps the files for every week so she can go back. Okay? All right. So for this week, there it is. But it's essentially what she does is she builds the 9th of November folder. She copies the key files from the 9th of from the 2nd of November into the 9th of November, and then she works in the 9th of November from then on. But she keeps the 2nd of November forever. Okay?
Yes.
Now, you may notice that there are some other columns. A through Z are from the CL results. But if I go over here,
so
they're actually, it goes over to IL. So it's AA, BA, CA, DA, EA, FA, GA, HA. So that's 8 times 25 is 400 columns. So this is about 430 columns of data for each row.
Wow.
Because
so each of those columns are those formulas, or
yep,
or is that just values too?
It's formulas. See?
Just click on that one there. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay?
Uh,
So essentially what this one is doing, it says, was the Perth power to create of January 12th, 2012, January 14th, 2012, a yes for the measure called landmark 458, and it was not. Because it went to the pivot data called MAs and looked for that particular region and that particular course for that particular measure and found out that it was a yes, so it made it a no.
right.
So if I just
Is there a pivot table somewhere?
yeah, I'll show it to you. Okay. But all of these are formulas. So that's a no, that's a yes, that's a,
I didn't play it all this year, but I only played like
and then
one to
because Excel is a crap database, sometimes I only want to get courses for the first
Well, it's not a database. Yeah.
So this is a column which if I select on it, I can get everything for the first quarter 2012.
Right.
And here I can get all of Marcel's power to create. And here I can get all the power to create in Perth. And here I can get all the power to create for that day. Okay?
I have
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so this was Marcel's first power to create. And this was Elliot's first power to create. And this was Donna's first access to power. But if I come down here,
every like Tuesday morning or
this was
school.
Alan's second access to power.
What a great track.
Mhm.
And if I come back up here, I should be able to find Alan's first. Here's Alan's first access to power. So if I ever wanted to show Alan's courses in order, I would select on, here's the first one, and here's the, wherever it was.
Well, that's where the
Here's
practice
the second one.
right?
So there's one column for all kinds of different selection criteria. Okay?
Got it. Yes.
All right? So that's the courses tab. So she'll copy
down there?
the 26 columns from the courses and then copy the other 400 to calculate.
Right. Okay.
With
Yeah.
one exception. They changed the minimum acceptables in the 1st of November.
Mm-hmm.
So we froze the effective, not effective, based on the measures for 2018 before the 1st of November. So they aren't being compared to the new measures, but you don't have to remember that for now. Anyway, then here's the calendar. So we have the calendar, and it works the same way. Here's the course date, city, type of course, evening session, the leader, what region it is, and then it's got a whole bunch of selection columns. Right? So these are used by various different regions to select various different stuff.
Okay.
So every week she takes the new calendar, because the calendar can change every week. She takes the calendar into this and recalculates all of these selection things.
Wow. Okay.
And
So each week has one of these, right? And the only difference between this one and the previous week is that it's got a few more rows, right?
and it's got the updated calendar.
The updated calendar.
Yeah. And then here's that pivot table. So here's the 2004 MAs for access to power for Australia, New Zealand, for the 7 measures. And then here's the access for out of area. Then here's the access for Canada and for Europe and for Israel, for Japan and for Mexico and for Asia and the US, and then worldwide. And the same thing for 2004 for the power to create. And at the bottom of this thing, 2018, 2000 rows later. And
Got it.
at the top of this, here's the pivot table. So now I can use the pivot data using these parameters to find for any particular course based on its year, its location, and its course time. So it's year, location, course time. And then these are all the okay.
Okay, so
those are pretty much the driving forces. Those are the things that NAs could change occasionally. Calendar changes weekly. Courses change. It's added every week, and the rest of them are reported. Okay.
okay, all right.
Now, recently, a lot of the reports, historically, all of the reports read straight out of the courses tab. Recently, they have hidden columns. So all of the data is on the sheet itself. Okay? So,
Right.
so rather than having this cell be a long calculation, okay? And that one turns out to be just because it's old, but the current one, it's just, so the calculations are done here and then hidden. So it's a lot easier to debug because you're looking on the same page. Okay? Same thing with this. The data's on the page. So the October 17th quarter is, a calculation out of that. Out of that row, rather than me having to do paper and pencil to see, what were the number of in areas for power in the second quarter of 2017. It puts it right here. So then the calculations here are very simple, rather than this being a calculation directly out of the database. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This could have been a formula which says, find all the courses for the second quarter 2017, and add up all the in area, and go to the courses for all the courses in 2017 and add up all the number of guests and calculate the guests per 100. So but here I sum up the number of guests, and here I sum up the number of in area, and then I do the calculations with on-page data.
So you do them both?
The new reports will have hidden columns, and what the hidden columns are doing are doing the selection and sums. Okay, this is a sum if. Remember I told you. So this is sum if HY is equal to K70 plus L70 plus J70. So it's so if I look at the HY column, it'll be some combination of year, quarter, worldwide or US, and power to create or access to power. And this one, it adds column K, which I happen to know is the number of in-area graduates. That's a sum of in-area graduates, which is one of the things you'll need for the quarter average. Anyway, we'll go over that in more detail later, but when you see the hidden columns, what the hidden columns are allows you to do on-screen on-page calculations rather than doing it all in a formula.
Got it. Yeah.
It's a lot easier to debug. Okay, but that each of these different reports uses the different, uses the different selection criteria, and like this is sum if and K is equal to that, and this is the sum if, and then all of these calculations are based on these interim. these totals rather than doing the calculation. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then these are all of Becky's courses. So this is where you need to be able to find Becky's 10th course and her 9th course and her 8th course and her 7th course. But in her case, it's your 37th and 36th and 35th and 34th. Okay? So that's why there is a selection of which course is it. And, you know, there's a
Pictures.
whole bunch of this stuff with pictures and highlighting based on how effective it was. And okay. And then week 0 is the course. You'll get the courses on Saturday, but there are courses currently running on that Saturday when you're building the report for the previous week. So week 0 is the courses that are currently running. Week 1 is next week. Week 2 is the week after that, and so on. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, this is the folder called 2 November, and this is for the week starting 3 November. So these are the courses starting. Okay. Anyway, so there are just a whole bunch of different reports. These are for the coaches. So if the coach is looking for Treya, you know, these are her last 5 courses and how effective they were. Okay. Here's the following week up to week 7, 6 weeks in the future. Here are the coaches' reports. They do stuff with that. Here's a future weeks. It goes, you know, 7 weeks in the future. There are 8 weeks in the future, but there are no courses on the 22nd December. Here are the reports for the designation committee, how they're doing. Strength and weakness reports. List of effective courses. Here's, you know, this is a check between what the leaders reported. We'll get to that another day. But they're just a whole bunch of different reports with different constituencies. Okay? You'll like these reports. This is a report for the leaders to use. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, if I wanted to see, say, NBO, Nancy Bonner's courses.
This will be a 3-minute.
Those are now Nancy's courses rather than Ron's. If I wanted to see the power to create, those are now her. Whoops, I've got calculation turned off. So these are now Nancy's power to create courses in order. Okay. So these are Rob's courses. Okay. So it does all of the highlighting. It has a graph. It's got all of the data. It's got some stuff. Okay.
Yep.
If you wanted to see how Montreal is doing, those are all the Montreal Access to Power courses since 2012.
Okay, so you just type it in, and okay, so you can select it right from here, right?
Yeah. So this is one where we don't freeze the formulas. We protect it, but we don't freeze the formulas. So okay. Anyway, so there's just here's the leadership report, a World Headquarters report. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, but it's all driven out of that.
Okay.
It's all driven out of that courses database.
Okay.
Okay.
I see a lot of this stuff.
All right.
All right. Now I just want to show you one more file.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I just want to show you one more file.
Okay.
Okay. And I would just want to show you what the calendar looks like. Let me know if you can see that.
Yep, I can see it. That's the CL calendar 2018 Ops Manager.
Yep. So this is the one that Nancy. This is the one that Nancy does, right? So this starts with January. Okay.
So these are all of the upcoming communications courses
Well, all of the courses for the year, whether they're upcoming or past.
for the year.
Yep. And
Nice.
it's got some, it's color coded. So the brown is an India course. The blue is a US course. The pink is an Australia, New Zealand course. The green is a Europe course. The peach is a Japan course. A bright blue is an out of area course. See, Frankfurt is an out of area course. Okay? The courses are color coded. So the access to power, the power to create. There are places that still do the old access to power and places that still do the old power to create. So they're different colors. The team management leadership program is a different color. Every year they have a course leader days. That's a different color. The evening session, Thursday night is green, Wednesday night is yellow, Tuesday night is pink. Then here's the region. So there are places where people lead outside their region. Let's just see if I can. Yeah, so Phoenix is a US course, but Mike Mahanan is in Canada. So the leader color is different from so that's somebody who's leading in a different region. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here's Nicole, she's leading in Toronto. This column is where she can put notes. So in Toronto, Susan was the leader of record and everybody else was there being trained.
Yeah, that was my intensive. I ran that.
Okay, yeah, that's what Nancy said. So then this is, are they available? So there's an availability tab where they send it every year. Where can you lead and where can't you lead? And do you want to lead twice in a row or not, or twice in a month or not? Okay, and then this is how many weeks from this course to their previous. So Elliot led 3 weeks before and is leading in 9 weeks. And up till now, he's got 7 courses this year, 2 quarters this quarter, and 1 course this month. Okay? And then Susan's got 15 courses for the year and 2 courses for the month. And then she's got other stuff that she can for scheduling. So she can see how many access to power have they led this year and how many power to creative they led this year and all that kind of stuff. So she uses all of that. Okay?
Cool. I like it.
All right, so that's her working tab.
So I can.
And that's the availability tab. And Nancy knows how to work with those two. However, if you have a leader who joins, she may ask you to add a row. So what you have to do is you have to add a row, insert a row, add somebody new. Okay? This is where I wanted to show you. This is another wonderful file. This is the calendar for the year. And what it shows is these are the leaders and these are the weeks.
Got it. Okay.
And so if I wanted to see who's leading this week, okay, this week is Toronto, Newport Beach, Frankfurt, Bombay, and Sydney. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then last week, there were a lot of courses last week. And there are a lot of courses next week. Okay?
Yeah.
I just want to show you something.
Okay.
Just let me know if this worries you.
Oh, that? No, that doesn't bother me.
Okay, so that's the formula for that cell.
Where's this pulling from?
It's all from the working tab.
Availability. So this,
I'm sorry?
yeah, so this is the calendar, and it's all from the working tab. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially what it does is it pulls the EDS separately from the access to power, separately from the Thursday. All right. So
it's pulling from the availability tab too.
Yeah.
If length trim.
Yeah. So anyway, so it pastes together that data, and then the conditional formatting for that cell is also wonderful.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Fun times, yes.
So that's the that's the calendar. Now, this is the location tab. So what it does for each location. So here's LA. This is LA's got a course. Becky's leading in access to power on the 27th of January, and it's a Thursday evening thing. Okay, and so on, all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these formulas are a little bit simpler, but they're also running out of the working tab.
Right.
So anytime you change the working tab, it'll change not just the calendar, but the location.
Right.
Okay? And then the leader,
got it.
If I look at Jorge likes to lead, and he leads the team management leadership program, right? So he's leading London, San Diego, London, Atlanta, London, Chicago, Newport Beach, London, and Bangalore. So he's leading team management leadership program 3 times in a row.
Right. Can you click on one of the empty white cells for me?
It's the same formula.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
All it says is if it's an error that there's not a match in the working tab for
it's just an empty.
It just blanks it out. So the formulas for each cell is the same. It just picks it out of the working tab, and if there's something in the working tab for that leader and that date, that leader, it pastes together that data, and then the conditional formatting highlights it the right color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So pretty much this file hasn't been changed in 5 years, except to put in a new working tab and a new availability tab for the leaders.
Yeah.
And if I add a leader, I add them here, and I add them here. And then just copy the row above it or the row below it to populate it, and it gets filled in. So see, the whole thing is driven by here. So if I put RGO there, I'm not going to file this, but if you just see, I now have Rom Lee in there. If I put in RAN, I get Rob's data. So it's pretty robust, but it's still from time to time we'll say, take Fred out or add Alice in. Okay.
This is kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the CL calendar. Okay.
Yeah, that's the CL calendar. Okay. So now I put 2 folders in a shared, I think it was a Google folder or something. Google Drive for you.
Let me check.
That is our goal. So so now the money at Amazon available every one of these set up online. I sent you the app, right? Yeah, you saw that.
There is.
Yeah, so that is, I've tweaked that a little bit. I just changed the same thing. All right,
I had the link. I can't find the email.
you'll know immediately. Get that?
Anyway,
Had it.
Anyway, take a look and
But
see.
it was a shared file, right? It was in the Google
Yeah, I
Drive.
shared 2 folders with you.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go to the shared with me area. No. Here it is. Yeah. So I've got 12 October 18 and 24 August 18. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, so I've got those 2 folders.
So anyway, take a look through those 2 folders
All right.
and take a look at the files. So just in summary, it starts with the world headquarters sending the leader results file, which we bring into CL results with a very large macro, which doesn't do very much anymore, but it works. So we haven't changed it. We then copy the courses to the combined reports file. We copy the new calendar to the combined reports file. And there's one other thing we copy in there. I'll talk about that later. But then we run the macros, and I want to go back to the folder. And if I just show you, this is the folder after running the what's called save small. So there's the master file. Here's the clean file. You notice it's half the size.
So let me go to the
That's the clean file. Hold on. I gotta make this bigger.
Remember, we take the macros out and we take all the formulas out.
Right. So it's just value.
It just saves the value. So it goes from 8.6 megabytes to 3.7. Okay? And then it builds all of, here's the next 6 weeks, coach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rollout and future schedule, sync implementation, a hope intent, future schedule, last 10. Anyway, pre and post implementation and rollout.
My brother.
So if I take a look at
So all
from here to here, those are all the reports that get written by the serialized macro. It's called save small.
My mom
It's the one that builds all of the reports. So if I go back to the combined reports master file,
my daughter's coming to their house for dinner.
it's macro enabled. Let me.
Got invited. It's making a big thing. Hi there, over there, by the way. How are you? That's okay. How are you doing? I'm looking at the email. Yeah. It's easier when you sit across, right?
So there are a few macros that you can save small. Okay, and again, this is a nice macro. It declares a whole bunch of sheets, but then it does a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, like it removes the formulas from the places tab, right?
Yeah.
So it activate, calculate, select the use range, selection, copy, paste.
Oh, this is
Values.
I would say.
Yeah, values.
Okay. Then it sorts the calendar.
Yep.
It then for each of the sheets, it looks to see, do I extract it? Is it static? Do I save it? So it does each processes each sheet, and then it does some post processing, combines some reports and fitting column. Anyway, so that's the report builder. That one save small macro. Anyway, so you've got 2 weeks worth of data. They're not part of the live system, so you're welcome to take a look at them. I recommend that you look at the CL results file
Well, that's what I was looking for. So I went in here and hold on. So I don't see a CL result.
All right. Well, if you don't see it, just let me know, and I'll make sure I paste one in there.
Yeah, because the two files that are outside of the folder, the weekly folder, right? I
Well,
don't have those.
CL results, and then 1 liter results for every week. So there's at the end of the year there'll be 53 files outside of the weekly folders. The CL results and 52 liter results files.
Yeah, so I don't have those.
All
So
right.
you can send me.
I'll copy those
Yeah.
over for you. I'll copy those over for you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So
And
look at the CL
those
results.
are
Look
those
at
are
the liter results file and get your head around how that happens. And then take a look at the calendar, because those two are pretty simple. Just get, familiarize yourself with the save small macro of the calendar. If I take a look at,
yeah. So this file you're sending me, right? These are copies. They're not the actual file, right?
yeah, they're copies. You can't break them.
Perfect.
Okay. So take a look at the macros in CL results. Take a look at the macros in the calendar.
I will.
And
Yeah.
then take a look at the reports in the um, in the CL results. Now, are you familiar with the statistic calculations for the key measures? Were you ever a
No.
course supervisor?
No.
All right, so I'll send you the statistics manual. There's a lot of stuff, and I'll tell you what pages you need to study. But there are there are five key measures which measure the success
Right.
of the course. One is
Okay.
the number of guests relative to the number of participants. It's called guests per 100. It's like a percentage, but multiplied by 100. So it's
Right.
was it 30 guests for 100 participants, 30%, or was it 120 guests per 100 participants?
Right.
Okay. Next is
Okay.
what's the percentage of the guests who registered? Okay. And
Okay.
then the third one is how many of the participants in the course registered for the next course? So access to power, the power to create, or power to create in the team management leadership program.
Got it.
Okay. And in a communication program, there are two kinds of guests. Guests for the communication programs, people who've done the Landmark Forum, and guests for the Landmark
Right.
Forum who haven't. So there's guests per
Exactly.
100 registrations for TCP guests, guests per 100 registration for Landmark Forum guests, that makes 4, and registration to the next program, that's 5. But I'll send you the manual that tells how to calculate those things.
Perfect.
Because you'll see
Perfect.
those 154 zillion times in the combined reports. Okay, what's the guest per 100 for Susan's Orange County access to power? Oh, what's the guest per 100 for North America's fourth quarter 2018 access to power, where Susan was only 1 of 22 so far? Oh, what's the average for the whole world for the fourth quarter 2018?
Right.
Okay? So you'll see that, but you'll need to, recognize that report, that calculation everywhere. Okay? That should keep you busy for a week. Take a look at your calendar next week. Because there's something that happens every quarter. Every quarter,
Okay.
some of the reports change. Like there's a tab called current quarter game. every quarter, it changes to the current quarter.
Okay.
Okay? There's an RPA
Right.
history tab, which shows the average registrations per 100 for every year. And at the end of the year, we have to add a new year for next year. And I want to do that with you next week so you can see what needs to be done in March, because I won't be around. It's not difficult, it's fiddly, but I want to walk through it with you next week and record it.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
look at the
This
calendar,
this
see
is
when
this,
you can, and I
this
will-
is definitely going to keep. Yeah, this is going to keep me busy for a while. The so see what's going on. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in Detroit. I'm back on Monday. I'm home on Monday, and then Tuesday to Friday, I'm up north at a cottage with the boys.
So is it
So
next week we can do it?
the only day that's free so far is Monday.
Take a look, otherwise I'll do it and record it and make you look at it.
That'll work. Yeah,
All right, so I'll
that'll
do that.
work. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so take a look at the CL results file, take a look at the calendar, and just kind of look to see how those two are put together. Take a look at the combined reports as much as you can, but we're going to spend a lot more time on that between now and when you're ready to go. You want to be good
Okay.
enough at that so you can add new reports.
Got it. Okay.
Okay?
Fine.
Or you want to be able to be fluent enough with the first 25 columns of the courses tab. So if Zoe says the performance dropped last quarter, why? You can bring your data analysis saying, well, it dropped because Canada dropped. And Canada dropped because Alice had trouble in Montreal.
Right.
The Montreal course was a disaster, or I don't know, whatever. But the two things you want to be able to do is add new reports. Well, three things. Find errors in current reports, which happens rarely, but mostly it's questions. How come this number didn't go up? We did 85%, and it only went up by 1%. Okay, well,
Right.
it went from 61 to 62 because even though you had an 85, that's only one of 600 courses, and it didn't move it up. And you're just lucky it went up by a whole point rather.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Math.
So answer questions and fix problems is one thing. Do the end of the quarter and end of year changes is another thing. And then the third thing is add new reports. You want to be able to add a new report.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll cover those three separately, but those are the three things Nancy wants you to be able to do. Answer questions and fix things, do the quarterly and annual things, and build new reports.
All right.
For originally it'll take an existing report and modify it for a special purpose. And later on, she'll ask you for brand new reports. Can you do something that looks like this?
Yeah, she already did that this weekend.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, so you're on your way.
So, all right. Can you go back to your just before we go? Can you go back to the iTunes thing? All right. So go up a level. No, this is inside of a folder, is it not? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. So everybody. So head office sends us the CL results and that other one go. Yeah, that one.
That's the only one they send.
And a leader. They send a leader result.
Yep.
And
this is our file.
that one, that's our file.
Yep.
Okay. And so inside of our
all the leader results files. So it reads this week's and adds it to the bottom. But that's our file.
And so our file, that's the one that pulls the information out of the leader results.
Yep. That's the do it all.
And then
do it all does it all.
Okay. And then Toral, she creates all of the files inside of the folders, the weekly folders, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So she only copies like 4 or 5 files from one week to the next, but the build process builds a lot.
Okay. Got it. All right. Starting to sink in. But I'm going to review, definitely I'll review this video that we just created.
Okay. All right, and I'll drop that in that same Google Drive folder for you.
Perfect. Yeah, because I'll be definitely sitting with these files when I'm up at the cottage.
Okay. All righty. All right. Thanks for taking this on. You're my hero.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. This is great.
All right.
Okay.
So I won't plan to talk to you next week.
Yeah. I don't know what your schedule is like Christmas week, but I'm fairly open actually. So.
Yeah, I can schedule stuff. I'm not going anywhere. I don't travel again until I travel on Sunday and I travel on the 1st.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So let's do that. We'll talk via text and email in the meantime, and then we'll schedule something for next week or the following week.
All right,
brilliant. How does that work?
Perfect.
That works. Awesome.
All right, young man.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That's
all
great.
right. And next week we'll have next time we'll have the technology work.
Yes. Actually, this didn't work too bad.
Wasn't too bad once we got it. My computer.
Yeah.
Stopped throwing a candy.
Right on.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Jim. Have a great week.
Yeah.
Cheers.
You too.